Rant and Rave, Tucker. It is football season, college football. Kind of started last night, I guess, and last week too, but it really kicks off tonight with some games Friday and then game Saturday. How about that one in Charlotte on Saturday night at 7:30? What you thinking about?
Well, it's a heck of a way to start the season. We always hope for these huge games to start it. You don't want to play Akron in the first week like Auburn is, but it's a huge game. We're all looking forward to it, but at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters, especially for Georgia in the big picture. I think it does matter for Clemson, though. So that's why I think I'm going to go with the Tigers, because it just means more to the Tigers to win this game. You can say none of that stuff matters or whatever, but I think it really does.
Listen to Tucker drop that little slogan in there. Well, Georgia's going to win the ball game. You didn't expect me to say anything else, did you? But look,
No.
Here's the reason. Number one, the Georgia offensive line is so good. And I think their offensive line is better than Clemson's offensive line. Now, of course, if their offensive line has to take on Clemson's big-time defensive line, that's going to be a challenge. If Tyler Davis is out for Clemson, that's going to be a huge loss for him if he is out with COVID, which Dabo's not saying right now. But I think Georgia's offensive line is better. I think a lot of the other positions are a wash. I think they're just so evenly matched. But I'm going to give Georgia a little bit of the edge, and I can't wait to see those receivers and 5 returning running backs that nobody's talking about for this season. We'll see how that goes. All right, any upsets this weekend? I tell you what, Tristan, look, you know what? Notre Dame better be careful in Tallahassee. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. I don't understand the Notre Dame love. I never do. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I got the Wisconsin quarterback coming in, old Jack Cohn. But, yeah, Florida State seems to be heading in the right direction now with their new coach, and Notre Dame's Notre Dame. So I haven't really looked at it, but since you mentioned it, I'll jump on that one because I didn't foresee any other big upsets. But there is always one we never see coming. So maybe
come on, Miami, do it for us.
Yeah, there you go, Miami. Could happen. College football.
No way, no, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
All right, SEC champion. You want to go ahead?
SEC champion, yeah. I'll go Alabama to win the SEC championship, but I'm not just hating on Georgia. I'll save my Georgia love for a second. Well,
I think Georgia's going to win the SEC championship. I'll morph into our next question, which is who's going to win the national championship. Look, Tuck, at some point, if I keep on saying Georgia's going to win the national championship, maybe I'll be wrong before I expire on this mortal coil here in the next 50 years. Yeah. I'm hoping it's this year. I think there are a lot of things in their favor. The schedule's in their favor. They don't have to play in Alabama or an LSU or an A&M in the regular season. That helps. They've got to get past Clemson. And then, of course, even if they lose, they can bounce back and win out in the SEC East, win the division, go play Alabama in the championship game and see what happens from there. But I think this is a very good Georgia team. And, yeah, I think they're going to win the SEC, and I think they're going to win it all. And you know what? If I'm right, I'll be a genius on January the 9th. If not, it happens every year.
We'll have to go back and play it back. Look, I'll take Alabama over Georgia to win the SEC, but we mentioned how this first game really doesn't mean as much for Georgia because if they lose and they win the rest of their games, I think even if they lose to Clemson and a close one against Alabama, I think they have such an impressive year against everybody else that they could still get in to the playoff and beat Alabama in the playoff, probably for the national championship.
Oh, man, alive.
How many times has Alabama won in a row now against Georgia?
I lost count.
I mean, I'm not so another loss in the SEC championship game, and then eventually Georgia will win, right? So that's what we'll roll with.
Kirby has got to beat him at some point. Yes, that's for sure. And let's hope it is this year. All right, we are ready for college football, no doubt. Tucker and I will see you on Friday night.